We've gone live. Waiting for Hazza. Hello, everyone. Where are you, Hazza? Think Future Film now joined. Well, why don't you request? You joining, mate?
Hello.
Yeah, I'm watching. Hang on. I think who's watching? Is it? Oh, it's me, Harry Thomas, right? No, I was on the other profile just a minute ago. Did you see that video?
Oh, that was brilliant.
There was a Zoom one the other day, and I think they were like politicians, and this guy had this cat thing, and at the end of it, they're like, "I think you've got an avatar on." It's like, "I don't know how to change it, but I can assure you, I'm not a cat."
Is it me, Harry Thomas? That's brilliant. You know what? Has it been that long since we've done a Lads Talk Health that you forgot who you are?
I am not Harry Thomas. I am.
You are the I am. What's happening, mate?
Quite a lot actually. We've got a few exciting things on. Me and you, especially, we've got a big project on the go, which we're excited about. And then this been really good actually. Just meeting lots of different people and keep learning. I think. Just signed up to a new course.
Do you want to say the name of that course?
Called Soul Midwife. So I'm gonna be a soul midwife.
We're gonna be soul midwives.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah. Really interesting concept. But its concepts is yours this evening in regards to your choice, and it's a great one. So you're going to introduce?
Yeah. So tonight's conversations around meditation, and meditation. Yes, meditation is. Well, we both do now. We swear by it. We do it all the time. Whenever there's opportunity to, we'll meditate. But meditation is one that, over the years, I've really seen the power of it. I'd say it's my life. It was the turning point of when my journey started. But now it's a number one recommendation for every single person.
Yeah. Well, obviously, my journey 100% started because of you in regards to meditation, and the thing is, it's again addressing the same stereotypical stuff, but I definitely didn't believe it was going to happen for ages.
Can we tell, like, when I first reconnected with you and like me as no mate, do this meditation, what was your thoughts?
I thought you lost your fucking marbles, bro. I thought, what is he? What? but something inside of me knew that I didn't know it was my ego. Obviously, that was ego, massive ego. I didn't know it back then, but there was still an inner soulful knowing of you are interested. Because look, here we are. Do you know what I mean? So it's interesting, but I did think initially, he's going to start talking to me about levitating in the lotus position and doing the crane. And so that was my initial thoughts. Oh dear. It changed though, flipping heck. Took a long time to experience. Well, actually, that's not true, because now looking back, I realise every single time I was said, it's not, nothing's happening. It is still a mindful experience, because I was still taking time to myself to battle my thoughts. So it was all me, still. It was a mindful experience, because that is what meditation is at the end of the day. I prefer mindfulness, as you know. It's taking time for yourself. So yeah, it's interesting. So even though that was a difficult time, because I was there closing my eyes, doing my breathing, and you're just telling me, yeah, just keep doing it. I'm thinking, fuck off, just keep doing it. Nothing's happening. What do you mean keep doing it? But yeah, the first time it happened, when, like I said to you, the first time I felt that experiencing something it was just calm, like such a lovely, calming, aware of being calm. So you could feel, okay, this is that. I was remember literally. I told you I was having a conversation with myself. Oh, nothing's happening. Oh, what's going on? Something's happening. My arms feel quite light. I was talking, and it was being aware of the fact that I was talking. Mate, I know that sounds nuts, but that is exactly what happened. And then I remember literally saying to myself, it's happening. And mate, it felt like it went on for ages, but it probably only went on for a couple minutes. But it was calm. It's just such a lovely, and that I'm addicted. Better than any rush, any high. Like that is when you get that, and then you get better at it. Like anything else, you keep doing something, you naturally, better for you as well. There's not really a gauge of a better scale, but in yourself you feel, okay, yeah, I've gone that step further that time. That it's because it's all you are literally, it's just you and your soul, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's almost kind of looking at it. It's not just individual thing that you're doing on meditation. It's just a crucial part of your life. Like it's just something that should just be. We shouldn't even be explained meditation. It's just part of what you do. You sleep, you wake, and you meditate. It's kind of like that's the role of a human being. But we're always told, oh, you've got to meditate, and we should just do it, because you kind of do it anyway when you're in the shower, or you're on a bike, or you're running, or swimming. When you're painting, you're in flow. That's effectively a form of meditation as well. So we kind of do it, but we're told, oh, meditation, it's just been given this stigma. And I think what I'm trying to get from tonight's talk is that me and you were both with that same thought process. Oh, meditation, I can't do that. And the one that always comes up when we recommend to people is, oh, I've got too many thoughts. My mind's too crazy. I can't. That's what we all say. So when it comes to meditation, the first thing that I try to explain to people is it's not a set way that it should be. Like we're told, clear your thoughts, clear your mind, which is impossible. But you can calm your mind down loads. But the key bit is your own experience. And the most simplest form to explain it would be, it's just some time for yourself. Like with no distraction, just you and your.
I think either it was you who said it to me, or it was somehow it flow back to you anyway, but about taking 3 minutes to sit in silence. That's a big one, because you realise as well, once you start doing that, how it's very difficult to find anywhere where it's silent. That's another thing. But yeah, that was a big one. But yeah, no, perfect what you said, because I think simplify things for people that would have a view of meditation, because it does come with a stigma, it does come with a label. It does. I want to be careful with my words from an uneducated standpoint, because as soon as you look into it and you realize, okay, even if you're taking the spirituality side of it out, and you're just defining it as you're taking time for yourself, so just a bit of time out of the noise, that in itself has got to make sense to most people. Because again, it's like, I was saying this I was talking to my wife about it, because obviously we got Leo meditates now. Obviously that was something that has been amazing for him. Definitely helped him calm down. And I could see his little brain initially just just thinking, why am I sitting here in silence for 10 minutes? And but over the course of time, because of the conversations that happened after, because I was doing, as you know, I was doing it in the car on the way to school, because he's strapped in, so I can keep him still for 10 minutes. And then it'd go through. It's a really nice sort of child-based meditation. It's a free one on YouTube, but it's the same one every day, every day, every day. And I've got it on video. I started capturing them on video, as you know, and it's interesting how what developed once he started letting go a little bit and just relaxing, because that's all I wanted him to do, was just relax before school. So he's going into school in a nice, relaxed state of mind. Simple as that. There's nothing spiritual about that, is it? Just trying to get your kid to relax for a minute before he starts for the day. And yeah, it was really nice, because he's now, I mean, he does the breathing thing with me and Gaz now as well, which is, again, that's another thing. Mindfulness, meditation, breathing, using your lungs, just taking time to actually, because we shallow breathe, and we've got two huge muscles that are there to be used, which actually generate our living, our lungs. And even that, taking time, breath work is, again, look into it. There's so much that Wim Hof, his stuff as well. But yeah, these simple things. But even that is taking time to just to chill and re-energize. I think is part of it as well. Is when you, obviously, like anything else in life, we were talking about this when we're sick. Remember, we were saying that the natural thing to do is when you know, right, I'm just going to take a bit of time out and get myself better again. It's almost meditation is that preventative. Like if you're just doing that, you're just taking time to slow yourself down a bit. It's a good chance you're going to be less stressed, which means you're probably going to be not going to get sick. So yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
Well, listen how profound this is, really, because the world is suffering quite a lot. A lot of people are depressed. A lot of people are panicking. Like, that's where we are right now. And like, we get all these tablets, we get all these things. It's like I can pull my research papers out through my eyeballs and go, meditation. Like, all you need to do is just 10 minutes a day, and you'll feel better, sleep better, your skin will be better, your thoughts will be better. 10 minutes. But yeah, that's been proven, and everyone who does do it consistently feels the benefits of it. So if you know that, you've been shown it, and it's like, all you have to do is 10 minutes and just sit there. That's it. But yet we don't go down that route. We go and find, I don't do meditation. I'm like, that's the fucking easy option. Like, if you think of all the things that you've been told, that's actually quite simple. Just sit by your bed and close your eyes. That's it.
Oh mate, it is that simple. It really genuinely is that simple, because do you know what it is though? Like I said, it's been, well, I can, from my experience prior to looking actually into it, like I said before, it comes with this sort of stigma, monk-like, you've got to be a Yoda, and I think that switches that was my thoughts anyway. I don't know if that's just me, but that was definitely, it was something that meditation, I'm not there, that's up there somewhere, and I could never. But it is when you look into it, and like I said, now, I mean, I would never come on to a platform live and start talking about doing something with my kids if I didn't believe it. No, it's making a difference for the better, and all, like it is, especially like, a 9-year-old boy, Leo, he's full of life. He's on lockdown at the minute. He's being homeschooled. Like, these kids, they're balls of any. Normally in school, they've got all these things. Their thoughts are being processed, but they've got a physical sort of action to work. Oh, we're going to go for lunch now. Oh no, we're going to go sit down with someone. There's stuff that in itself in a child is keeping them physically active and busy. I've seen just the build up of energy in Leo, and the difference when I can. And listen, it don't work every time. That's the thing. I'm not saying it works every time, but my God, it does make a difference. And yeah, just getting him to take, that's part of his homeschooling, he does that, and do you know what else he's doing, which has been quite good, and I'm really a big fan now. Like, you know, like Joe Wicks
Yeah.
doing that. I did a I did a session with him the other day. I was in bits, but yeah, no, but even that we've been incorporated and explained to him, because he does a bit of yoga with them as well. And these are all forms of mindfulness, meditate, whatever you want to call it. It's just taking time for yourself to relax a bit and try and slow your thoughts. So you can't switch your thoughts off. But if you don't take a break to at least let your brain breathe sometimes, well, you know, we're living in a stressed society, mate, aren't we?
With Leo, can make a suggestion. I read this in Deepak Chopra's book, and he talks about like the law of Dharma, like what's your purpose? And he says that when his kids were growing up, he said that you're all on this planet, you've all got a unique gift, that only you have got it. And all he asked his kids to do was just look out for it. So when he goes into the meditation next, and the more he gets better at it, just say, there's some questions that if you ask, answers will come. But what I want you to initially ask is, what is this unique gift? Because one day you're going to find it. We want you to look out. I thought that was amazing. And like, can you imagine now there's an excitement about like doing stuff?
Yeah, that's a really nice approach. That's a really nice approach. I could implement that and give you some feedback.
Yeah, that would be incredible.
Definitely. Yeah.
And that's for me, the meditation is, James mentioned the soul a few times tonight, but the meditation is, if we look at life through our body here, and when we're awake, you've got it's ego-led, the soul is underneath somewhere. When you go into meditation, there's no ego at all, it's just your soul. It's your intuition, you get all your own. If you don't want to go spiritual, that gut feeling you get when you're in the shower, all of a sudden you need to call that person, like, oh fuck, well, I haven't done this. That's your gut telling you. For me, if you go on a spiritual, that's your soul. So if you're not spiritual and you believe in the ego, there's always an opposite. So it means you have to believe in the soul. You can't have ego without soul. So we can go back spiritual because we use the word ego all the time. But it's your vacation for the soul, or your playground for the soul. And it allows you just to go and express yourself without being judged. It's just you. It's all your own creation. And it just, more than anything, recharges your battery. So when you come back out and your ego's like, fuck you, your soul's just like chilling.
It's funny you said ego. I've been listening again to, actually, because I've stopped videoing the cold bathing now, because it's the 3 weeks is done. So I've been listening to the Power of Now. I always forget his name. Eckhart Tolle.
Oh yeah, Eckhart Tolle.
Yeah. So that's my listening in the bath now to try and keep me from jumping out because of the temperature. But he was saying about, because you know we always touch on ego, and often I forget, because a lot of I attribute so much to that book, you know, in regards to the way I strongly recommend it to anyone. But he says ego is simply defined as your false self, and that's basically it. And that generalizes. You can tell all your different roles you play, which they're not your core valued roles. So they're all they're all falsities. They're led, you know, fallaciously in a way, because they're not. You know, they're not. They're not what it's all about. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, it was interesting. So I know it's not part of meditation, but it was in. I was listening to that today, and I was meditating at the time, funnily enough, but it really resonated again. I was just thinking, it's such a shame. So much suffering, so much death, poverty, all the nasty things that go on in the world, ego-led. You know, it's people that are definitely not acting on their core values, on their souls. They're definitely, if they're meditating, they're not meditating to the same sort of spirit I am, because they got, you know, that how you can be, how you can be making decisions that these people do and the stuff that's going on currently, but it does that. It's all ego. I know it's a big grand way of looking at it, but you know, that surely can't be someone's natural intentions to cause all the shit that's going on currently.
Yeah, not at all. It's the ego part, which is so powerful. The fact that it will stop you from just feeling better, and just turn up 10 minutes. Like, honestly, don't worry about the word meditation. All the other things that I say, that happens. Like, it happens quite regularly. But notice what's stopping you doing it. Because there's somebody going, nah, fuck that, I'm not doing it. that reaction is your ego, because everything else like points to make you feel better. Hello, Fatima. Good to have you back.
Hello, Fatima.
We're getting better at reading the messages now.
Yeah, definitely. So you the volume went there, mate.
Well, it just stopped.
Okay, now there you go. You're back. Yeah, no, it is. This is a big subject. Do you know that? And it's a massive subject, because it shouldn't be difficult to talk about. Like you said, I 100%. This is something, and I'm going to look into this. I wonder if there's anywhere where they do implement this in schools, because it is something that you should definitely be encouraging kids to do.
It should be
from
one
that age.
Times a week, just silence. That's it.
Yeah, just sitting there. Mate, at that age as well, obviously now you can't do it, but you know, just imagine having because I remember, I don't know, I'm a few years older than you, but I'm sure I remember there was a nap time in one of my early, where we all slept on the carpet, stinking school carpet, but it was nice. I always remember just that feeling of you fell asleep, you piss about a bit, you look around, someone farts, but I remember that you just a nice feeling of falling asleep with my friends. Do you know, at that age it's all so natural and companionship driven, which is something Louise Power, shout out to you, Louise Power, she said the other day. But yeah, do you know what I mean though? And that what I'm saying is that was, and you fell asleep blissfully, like, and then you woke up and you just cracked on. And that in itself, I know they don't do that anymore. They weren't doing that anymore in Leo's schools, so I don't know if that's changed. But even that's a form of allowing your child a bit of mindful time for themselves. Sleep's one of the best times, actually, to be mindful, because it's when a lot of the visual stuff that's got you going, whatever, is switched off. So there's a lot of unraveling going on a lot of the time in sleep. So yeah, it's interesting. That for me, that should be in schools, put in schools.
Here's a question for you as a parent then. So see when you're like, when the kid's in a wake state, and then you want them to just rest, just sit down, and they're just going, la, la, la. If you taught your kid how to meditate, and that's what it was, it's like, right, meditation, would your kid go running around, or would it be more likely to stay in that meditation? Again, I wouldn't know, but because being awake, there's no kind of guidelines what to do. It's just calm down, but that still means that I want to go run. Whereas you just sit there, stay still, and just stay still. It's more instruction.
Who knows? Because to play the devil's advocate here, there would be people that would say, well, that's just a natural progression for a child. You know, that's just the way it is. But, and they might be right. But on the flip side, if you're keeping it to a very basic level for those people, what do you do when your child is naughty? Go, sit over there, sit still. Think about what you've just done.
Yeah,
so
station with bad.
There you go. So you're going to put them in a mindful state when it's on a negative, but yet it's natural for them. Do you see what I mean? So, and I just come up with that was off the question, Jay.
It was flow. Yeah, that would be quite interesting to see. I think actually, if the parents were just meditating as well, and that was just every time, right, as a family, we're doing it, the little one's going to be this exploration, like all over the house. But if they just keep getting used to the parents all doing it all the time, that then just becomes the norm. And
Yeah,
that's parenting for me. And when we talk about subconscious like states that kids are in, is your actions as a parent for them first 7 years, which is really powerful.
yeah,
By doing then the things like meditation, which is normal. It's not that I'm doing it. That's just what happens. That's what we do.
yeah, yeah. Which I can tell you is now, and I'm really pleased to say, the norm for my family.
Love
So
that.
obviously Leo's 9, Leo's 3. We didn't push anything on Leo or Leo. We just showed them. We introduced them to something we was doing, which was literally just
Levity.
sitting there and having was that using the flute music, that nice native Indian flute music sort of stuff, and just sitting there for like 10 minutes and seeing what would happen initially. And Leo cottoned on, but Leo fought it for ages. But it's lovely now, especially with the breathing thing. We'll just sit down every morning. We do the breathing thing together, which is a way to start the day. It's a mindful experience we share as a family. But Aaliyah now, she'll come over. It's really funny because she'll never come over to start with, but she'll say no, and then as soon as we're all sitting there, we're laying there actually in the living room, she just sort of wanders over and she sits right in the middle, and then you just hear her going. It's brilliant, mate. It's absolutely brilliant. But that's honestly what a nice thing to do with my family. We love it. We love it. It's not sticking the telly on straight away, or even just sending and going outside straight away. It's just literally, let's just take a minute to enjoy each other, just chill out. I've got the log burner going by then as well, and then just chill. And mate, honestly, it's because of the lockdown and everything. These are sort of the blessings that balance out the curses with the whole thing. Because obviously Leo's homeschooled, so we're getting to do this every day, and it's just a nice routine to get into. And to be honest, it's weird. I'd miss not having this routine with him now, how it's all set up, because it's gone on for a while now, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? This whole zombie apocalypse, but yeah, it's something for me. Is even in that, not making light of the situation. It's mad what's going on with this virus. So something that's helped, I can say, my kids, definitely my son, is meditation, whatever you want to label it as. Is just taking time for himself and enjoying just being for a few minutes, and then crack on with your day.
Yeah. When you talk about it like this, you can sell it all day long. It's the thing is that I don't believe that many people experience meditation because it's not consistently done. Because the people that I know do it consistently, they always say, I feel incredible. And if I don't do it, I know. So for me, it's just brushing your teeth as a part of my day. And if I can get more in, I'll get more in now.
Yeah.
And sometimes I go to sleep, I'm like, I have meditation instead first, and then I'll sleep. I enjoy doing it. And it's not always like that initially, but it's getting people to understand. If you just sit there, at some point, it's like, wow, I feel in control. And I think that's the key bit, is you're in control of all of it.
And listen, this is another thing. This is obviously, I'll give you a good listening to now, Heather. So since I started getting into meditate, in fact, how long has it been now? How long is it?
About 7 months, I reckon.
About 7 months, yeah. And I had remember I did because I quit my job So I had time. I remember I did that intense where I was doing it every day as well. So not everyone may have that opportunity, and I was really trying. But anyway, since I started doing it, and now whatever whatever people on label it as, they can't take away my experience. That just what I feel when I'm meditate. Basically, I even saying it sometimes. But when I'm in that mindful experience, they can't take what I feel away from me. And I told you this the other day. Is we lost our son Chair quite late in pregnancy, and that was about quite many years ago now. 6 or 7 or 7 years ago even. Anyway, point being, I switched off to it in regards to I've never really thought about it. Like, I know, Gaz, I told you every now and again I've caught my wife every few months having a right cry, and I know that, and she'll say yeah, but I've still never really let it get to me. But I told you, didn't I? On top of in the living room, we've got like the family unit with all the pictures, and right on the top of the unit is the box where we keep a photograph of Chair's body, which is like a shrine. I've never opened it in the 6 years or whatever years it's been moved from different houses. I've seen Gaz open it, but I've never opened it. So point being, I've never really dealt with it. Blatantly obvious, you ain't got to be a scientist to work out what I was doing. I was blocking it. So through one of the and this is only in the last couple months really, this has been going on, I think, less than that, 6 weeks, is I've been envisioning what my son would look like. So he just popped up one day. So, and it was just interesting because definitely wasn't something I was thinking about, but I was in just that lovely silent meditation, you know, the ones where you know you're in it and you're aware of your. I love that when you're aware of your thoughts and you're almost rationalizing things in a really laid back way. Like it's just it's like your thoughts, you're flowing your thoughts because it's just you're just pushing off, and something will come in like an insight. Bosh. He came in, and since then, anyway, so that happened a couple months back. So I opened up the box and I had to look at the picture of his body, and I started meditating with his picture. And mate, honestly, again, I don't care if it's my mind playing tricks, whatever it is, but the experiences and the visions and just the feeling of allowing myself, again, just to take time to myself about something that I've obviously locked away that was important, and now I'm actually, I'm holding that piece of something and letting it go, mate. Incredible. And again, that's through meditation that I attribute that to. If I wasn't doing that, I wouldn't have took time to think. And I've shared that with Gaz now, and like, yeah, I do it regular now. I try and just think about him, his energy, his existence, and it's, again, makes me feel better. Can't be bad, can it?
And again, all the things other people could disagree with, everything you said, well, that's not true. You still felt it, and feeling, feeling, no matter what, is only your feeling. I can't ever tell you you're not feeling that, you liar.
No.
That's your feeling. So that's
the
truth. As soon as you felt something, if it's in the future, if it's in the past, you felt it. That's now. That's true. That's like, you try to argue with me all the time, and I feel energy now. As woo-woo as it sounds, I feel energy. And before, people are like, oh fuck, that's just the wind or something. I'll be like, oh maybe. Now I'm like, nah. I'm telling you, it's not what I've ever experienced before. So I'm saying yes, that's what I'm feeling.
Right, Fatima's just put, and this is interesting. This is a really good question. what's the best time of the day to meditate? That is something.
Well, I can't even see the questions there, Fatma.
Thank
So
you, the question. So yeah, farmers put what's the best time of the day to meditate,
yeah.
and that was something for me that on that intense period I was trying everything, different times of the day, and thinking, oh, I need to do it in the morning when I just wake up and I'm in the right state. But to be honest, this is just my experience. To be honest, it don't matter what time of day for me. For me, it doesn't matter. All I've got to do is make sure. Sorry, by the way, find a bit of a cold. Is that before I go into it, is even before I go into meditate, is take a minute just to switch off from whatever it was I was doing. I don't just go, oh, I'm going to meditate now. I'm just going to take a minute.
Yes.
Just to let it sink in before and then meditate. And that for me now, I don't know about you. I know, in fact, we've never really talked about meditation techers to each other, because that works for me every time now. As long as I just switch off from whatever it is. There might be a last minute question from one of the kids or the missus. All right, just allow for that time and then go in. Fatima, for me, it don't matter as long as I just take that. It's like a mindful starter. So it's going in for the starter or the mindful starter and then the main dish.
Yes, I like to call it like your mindful private time as well. So that half an hour, that phone's going on silent. So whatever happens outside, I'm okay with that because this is my time. But Fatima, just going on to for meditation, if you're getting into it to start with, we have these different brain cycles throughout the day. And the best time to get into a meditative state is when you're in your theta state. And your theta state is usually around 90 minutes after you wake up or 90 minutes before you go to bed. But that's also a time where your body is in a resting state as well. So preferably aim to do it sitting up, because if you lay down, you'll fall asleep, which is good, but it's not meditation. And that's how I used to do it all the time. Like, I think it was good. I think I got something out of it. So to be conscious, but in a rested state, I would encourage to be sitting up. And if you can do it before you go to bed, you'll connect a lot to your intuition. And then you can do it anytime you want.
Hello, Jess, by the way. Yeah, there's... and right, because that's what I remember you telling me about the morning state. Is that the theta state?
Mm-hmm.
I remember you, and Joe, I'm going to try it because I've not, for whatever reason, maybe, and again, I think this pays testament to me was I needed to follow my path with it. Do you know what I mean? Because I'd put so much into it. Once like, for example, I told you recently, with carrying on that story about chair, about we've actually now been a bit more, not just laying there or sitting there, being a bit more physical, even while you're in the state as well. That's been interesting. So it's, again, my point being, you can, like, think about it, mate. We're scratching. I am a novice at this, a complete novice, because just to experience what I've experienced is lovely, but there's people that have done this stuff for years. Can you imagine the level that they can switch themselves into? God, mate.
You should see what I can do now with my body. Get into that. So I always think there's this moment of presence where it is just pure awareness, but at that point, you can't see anything else. So I do it now. I go out, just a t-shirt or a thin coat, and it's freezing at the moment. And I feel myself shaking the whole time. As soon as I stay still, I can do this breath now. And I can feel, it's like my whole body is going to sleep, but I'm still here. And there's no shaking or anything at that point. It's like I feel warm. And that for me is like being really present. And that's taken ages to get to like that. But that's that point of, let's say that you're nervous, and then you can and you just calm the nerves again, or you've got a phone call that you're dreading, and then you can go into it calm. It's that reset that you can get yourself back to every time, and it is quite easy if you work on it. But the easy way is make yourself smile, make yourself feel okay. I'm smiling. That's present moment.
Do you know what I just thought of as well, funny enough, is because you said about taking that second, is when we lived where, not where we are now, where we was previous, me and Leo's godfather, you know, that is, we put on a party over that area, and there's relevance to this, is I'll never forget, because I was arranging the security, so I met these big, and they were proper bouncers. Proper bouncers, like they just played the part. And when I was talking to all that, I had a chat with all of them. But what was interesting is all of them said, when they were telling their stories about, okay, one night someone turned up. What I did, I take a breath, and then I go, all of them, bruv, said to say, take a deep breath. And then I go, but literally, and it just came to me as you were saying, I just never forget, because I remember having a chat with the guy after, who was the main dude. I said, this whole breath thing, is this like in the script? He went, no, he said, what it is, it just allows you to calm down before you go. And it's literally recalling that story now in Aldershot. And I had that conversation with him outside the club in Aldershot where he was working on the door. And yeah, and I'm laughing because basically this big 16-stone, shout out to you as well, you know you are, bloke, muscle bound, ball bloke, was basically telling me I have a brief meditation and then I get stuck in.
Yeah, knock him out.
Yeah, mate, it's brilliant. But that's what it is taking time to settle. That's the truth. You're saying, right, okay, what is meditation? Take time to settle for a minute. That's it.
That Soul says, to be present, all you need is that one breath. That's it. And then if you can, you're present again. But it's then keeping yourself in that moment. Because if you keep yourself in the moment, then you'll realise that all life is just going to happen the way it's meant to, because you're still present. You're just paying attention. You're making them choices like literally all the time. Now. And that's quite exciting if you can like have every moment where you're just like, oh my God, what's going on next? Like your own little exciting movie.
And if you think about it, it's all achievable by just taking that time for yourself. That literally is. And what's funny is if you know, I've read quite a few of the books of, like the people that I've read Richard Branson's book, and a lot of these people will all tell you what they do as well, which is some form of meditation. That is this, and what they say, that's how I switch off, and it's clarity. That's another thing. That's definitely a big thing. You're stressed. That's been a big one. If you're and we all get stressed. We all get stressed. The kids stress me out. I swear to God, parents, you get good at meditation. It's a game changer. Because even when they're prodding, it's almost like a like it really is. I laugh, but I used to get a lot more stressed. What was that? So we just had it. Always try to take a second when I'm outside in the winter and convince my mind that it's not cold, and it works. Actually, I stopped shaking. Yeah, she's elaborating on your point there about that cold control thing is. I'll add my little 2 cents there. Is, as you know, Hazza, I've been doing the Wim Hof ice cold bath challenge thing, and I've continued it. Like I said, it was day 23 today. In fact, I was only meant to do it for 21 days. But point being, like when I first did it, day 1, there was no thought about meditation. Like, and the thing is, I built up to it. I've videoed it. I should literally do just the clips, Hazza, of the dunk. So you can see from day 1, the dunk of when I came up, my soul was screaming, what the fuck did you just... Because as you know, where we live, it's the water's from a reservoir. And pipes have been frozen even. It's been freezing. I've got the temperature gun to check how cold it is as well. It's proper cold. But point being, now, the experience I get meditating in the ice cold bath is incredible. Because I don't, and in fact, anyone who's had an ice cold bath has meditated. How about that? Anyone who's jumped in at Centre Parks is dip cold, dip pool, and just for a second, because it's that, you all get that euphoric, even if it's for a split second, where it's, that's...
I just look at that as, imagine every one of your cells is their individual soldier. Like your whole body has just got its own little soldiers. They all work together. You need to wake them all up. Like they got work to do. You get in the freezer and they're like, and now you got to wake up. It's your nervous system switching on, so they can the way they're meant to. At the moment, we don't spend much energy around certain parts of our body, or when we're in pain, we don't think about it because it's painful. If we just did, you would heal because it's energy. That's the same thing as certain parts of your body don't get enough energy, so that hacks it by just going, But that's how I like to explain things, just from more the creative stuff. But that's come from meditation. Don't go into it, and you make the own scenarios up, and you come out like, that's a great idea.
Honestly. Yeah, anything cold, people who have not tried the cold therapy stuff, there's a whole science behind that. That's the thing. Again, you hear these things, like when I heard about the Iceman thing, because his stuff is all based around spirituality, meditation, and the stuff that man can do is incredible. Why? Because he tells you why. Because I meditate, I do this. It's all the stuff that inherently, I think, we naturally know to do, but we switch off from as we get old, or we get into society and we think, it's all about suits and ties and whatever else. But
we need to get a before and after photo of you when you were younger, like in your in your tracksuit and that, to now grounding, meditating.
I know, mate. Even from fitness first days, if you think what it was like, my God, I look back and I just think, wow. Well, it's a generational thing. You do. We all go. Every generation you go through it. Like all the elders that told me, "What you doing?" I understand now because I got there and I look back and think, "What was I doing? Yeah. I definitely weren't taking time for myself." Do you know what? It's interesting because I look back then. I see a version of me that was not present with myself at all. Funnily enough.
Life was just going by without knowing.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it was fun. It was fun, but it was empty. It was literally empty. It was ego driven, completely ego driven. My goodness, if you think about it. Really shallow. You was shallow getting on, mate.
Well, here's one for you. Meditation in prison. Like, imagine the power that would have.
Oh, man, listen. Again, I could talk first-hand experience. What prison taught me is it's about being present. All of a sudden, you have to be in prison. You are switched on from day one. Because, mate, I was shitting myself when I got put on the bus at Snaresbrook Crown Court. Like, you walk under, so you get sentenced, you walk under this dirty tunnel, like it's one of them ones, water dripping, and you're just thinking, this ain't a good look at all. Mum and everyone's been in there, now everyone's crying, and I'm thinking, this is a nightmare. But anyway, from as soon as I got on the bus, I got to the first prison, which was Pentonville Prison, which, oh mate, how ironic is this here? How ironic is this? So my dad and 3 of my uncles worked at Pentonville Prison. And by this time I'm estranged to my dad, so I'm not talking. We're going totally off subject here, by the way, Azza. I just realised.
Meditation?
I'm live meditating about my prison experience now. But Yeah, I've gone off subject. Sorry, I should bring it back really to meditation, really, shouldn't we?
Yeah, I was just saying in regards to being in prison, though, to teach the concept of meditation.
Mate, it would have been incredible. Yeah, that's where I was going with the point. Was just thinking of how is can you know what prison is confinement. So you're confined in a box in your mind, and I can tell you firsthand, it does get difficult at times. I didn't have an awful experience myself. Like I did my PT qualifications, and the rest is history. You know, that's how I met you, Hazza. Funny enough. But point being, if I would have been all over it in there, we're all over it just for someone to, because you have to be alert so much, right? That you do need time. That's why a lot of people suffer from insomnia. I never suffered from insomnia in my life. In prison, suffered from insomnia for a few. It was in the early stages. So apart fear, I'm being completely honest, all the stuff that me. But point being, it was the fact that you are always having to be alert, and you're looking out, and you're not definitely not looking inwards to calm down, just to think, right, take a breath. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, mate, the concept, I tell you would appreciate it, the prison officers. They definitely appreciate it if you came in and got all the prisoners out. They'd love it. Oh dear. It's a great idea, mate. Something to look into.
Yeah, it'd be powerful, especially with the concept as well, where you keep it like away from just clearing the mind. You make it creative for them, because even in there you get to create whatever you want. Like, it's that feeling. I think that's the key bit. Sorry, that's where I wanted to go on to before we finish tonight, was the meditation for anyone that is looking to meditate. Because the thing that keeps coming up in all the chat rooms that I'm in and all the talks that I go on when people give advice for meditation, the people who do it, they stress common things that show up is I've got too much on my mind, or I can't clear my thoughts, or it's always to do with the thoughts. And then when people give the advice, it's like, just think of something else, or just like observe your thoughts. So I want you to think, go beyond thoughts and just feel. Literally listen and feel that feeling in your body when the thoughts, let's say that you've got this thunderstorm here and it's like, God, car, oh, finance, like these are the storms going off, and you're literally just looking, wow, car, that one's coming here, that's a weird feeling. Or that one, I feel that's quite powerful. You're just noticing the whole time. You're like the observer paying attention. So when love comes in, oh, what's that feeling? It's like, oh. And then as soon as you go beyond these words and these thoughts, when this anxious feeling comes, you can just turn it into love straight away. If that makes sense. It's kind of like you become in control of every part of your body because you're still enough to pay attention. And if you treat it like you're the observer, you're like, oh, okay, what's that thunderstorm? Okay, that's what calm is. And then all of a sudden, when you can go into life and you've got like an interview coming up, you can now go into the meditation, sit in that interview, and just bring up these scenarios that normally would scare you. Okay, right, I've just said something wrong, and they I don't know. You can put all you're doing is interpret, like getting your body ready in case that ever does happen, and then you can deal with it. And that's where visualization really comes in.
And the thing is, it's not easy. That's the thing. That it's and it sounds very logical. And again, this is what's interesting. Is I think what would tie people back in the circle to the start of. We'll see meditation. I can't do all that. It's one bit at a time.
Yeah.
Like, just that what you just explained is that's exactly the journey you want to go on. But the thing is, just taking time for yourself in the first place is the first little win. It's a little win that I swear, guarantee, you will definitely think afterwards, I'm better off for doing it. Just as simple as that. I'm glad I did that. Like, just 10 minutes. 10 minutes. I can put up any links on here there's ones on YouTube, 10-minute meditation for being present. shut your door. Like when you get time, just sit there, listen to it.
The best one if you don't do meditation or the word meditation, or you're worried that other people go, oh, what are you doing? Just imagine your days is 24 hours and you're just taking 10 minutes out of it. That's all you're
Yeah.
You're just taking 10 minutes out of your day.
Yeah.
And in that 10 minutes, you don't do anything. You just be.
And the thing is, with great respect to both of us, we'd have to be a right pair of dicks to sit here, have a conversation about this for so long. Yeah, but just saying, just take 10 minutes. If there weren't something that you 1,000,000% will realize if you implement that 10 minutes on just a daily basis, even just 10 minutes, and that's all you ever do, your life gets better. It's a guarantee. It's something will improve. Something will improve.
Your health just alone will improve. Like,
yeah,
keep doing
definitely.
it. This is another thing to think about. If you keep doing it, you're getting healthier. Which means if you keep getting healthier every day, you can't get ill. You only can do one or the other. So just keep meditating, because that'll make your whole day healthier.
That's a good way to wrap up, mate. Keep meditating, because that'll make your whole day healthier. Yeah, meditation a day keeps the doctor away. We could do this all night.
You can see how much like we get excited about meditation, but that's where I get to now, is that you can make your own creation within your space, and you can just be okay with it. I think that's the good thing. And from that, you can sleep better. You've got more energy, more confidence, more clarity. It's a good choice for me, 10 minutes a day. So thank you again, guys. And we've got a few big subjects coming up in the next few chats, and we're going to be doing our first one with someone else as well. So be a few interesting topics coming up. So stay tuned, and we'll see you all soon.
Times. Today has a nice one, mate.
Cheers, man.